Good day, folks. Everything new under the sun. What do we know of the end times? What do we know of the final judgment that is coming upon the earth? Well, God's going to destroy it with fire this time. He destroyed the world with water the first time in the Noah's flood about 4,000 years ago. He's going to destroy it when he comes back a second time, finally, with fire. And this is what we would expect to happen. Earth's volcanoes are waking up. Dormant Papua New Guinea volcano erupts for the first time. If birth pains are occurring and they're increasing in frequency and intensity, we would expect volcanoes to be erupting, because that is what eventually will help or will be used eventually in the destruction of the world the second time, not by water, but this time with fire. Raining down brimstone and ashes and lava on the world to basically cleanse it of all the sin. And so we would expect, like I say, volcanoes to be waking up. Okay, excuse me, I was just on mute there for a second. Hundreds of people are fleeing the island of Cote d'Ivoire after a violent volcano has erupted for the first time in history. There have been warnings that tsunamis could strike the island after the alarming eruption. Mount Tuverver in the town of Rabael in East New Britain province erupted 3 a.m. Friday morning, local time. The volcano located in Papua New Guinea was thought to be dormant. It has now erupted for the first time in known history, spewing ash thousands of feet into the air. The Earth is warming up. The Earth is awakening. And I think these are part of the birth pains. There's all sorts of volcanoes that are going to start erupting in these last days. This is part of the birth pains that are increasing in frequency and intensity. And God is going to use this. He used his natural world in the flood of Noah to punish to bring wrath upon the world, to cleanse it of the sin. He's going to do that again with fire. And he is doing that. He's waking up the volcanoes. Due to the steepness of the island, landslides are possible, and together with the explosive nature of magma, tsunamis may be generated, said Rabaul Volcanological Observatory in a statement. It appears from satellite imagery and aerial photographs that it started with mild volcanic activity from an event at the southeast base. It appears a fissure may be opening just inside the western wall of the Net's breach, descending down to at least sea level. Again, this is significant because this hasn't happened before. It goes on. Shane O'Brien, a forecaster at the Darwin Volcanic Ash Advisory, that's a bad name for that, doesn't give them much credibility, said that the ash cloud had been thrown up steadily to a height of almost 7,000 feet, forming a plume that is traveling west-northwest. It's just a continuous emission of volcanic ash, they said in a statement. The plume does not yet pose a threat to traffic. And the article sums up here. Just last week, Mount St. Helens experienced earthquakes, while heavily populated Bay Area San Francisco was rocked. This is all part of the Ring of Fire. By a small earthquake that shook millions. Could this be the beginning of the Earth's waking up, basically? Let me see, what's that? Could this, yeah, that's just said there. The remainder of the article is on shtfplan.com, and you can check that out. But yes, I think it's all part of what is to come, what we see coming with biblical prophecy. The Earth winding up. God is going to use the earth again to destroy the natural forces that he created, to destroy it again with fire this time, not just with water. And so we would expect to see volcanoes waking up, and also prophetically the verses tell of earthquakes in diverse places. And what do volcanoes cause? Well, they cause earthquakes. We see earthquakes as the telltale signs that an eruption may be occurring, and that's what we saw with Mount St. Helens as well. The scientists are worried that Mount St. Helens may be winding up, and yes, that's exactly what we expect related to bioprophecy. We expect these volcanoes to wind up. Lots of volcano news in happening right now, and this is going to increase through 2018. So we'll stay on top of it. It's just another sign that the Lord's coming soon. His word is coming to pass. These things are gearing up. We're going to look back at this and say, yep, this was the gear up. This was the, the engines are started up. They're just revving up the engines and getting them warmed up. Things are getting warmed up, ready to go. The stage is being set. We are in motion here for Bible prophecy.